everybody, I'm Kate and this is Shut Up and Show Me. This video is for left-handed crafters. If you're right-handed, check out my right-hand version, linked in the description below. Every time you make a stitch, you're going to need to yarn over to make a loop to pull through either an existing stitch or another loop. Whenever you yarn over, you want the working yarn to come up from behind the hook over the top towards you and then down. You want to make sure that you're yarning over in the same direction each time to make your work consistent and easier to work with. When you're reading a written pattern, yarn over is going to be abbreviated as YO. There's not a symbol for it on crochet charts because you're really going to see it when you're reading instructions for a special stitch like a bobble or a puff. As you're learning the motions, remember to start slow. Think of moving your hook around the yarn instead of moving your yarn around the hook. And remember, it's going to feel weird until it doesn't. I like to hold the stitch that's already on the hook with the index finger of my right hand to help keep it in place on the hook. This will create a space between the loops, and having this space will make it easier to catch just the first loop in the head of the hook. So I start with the hook pretty much horizontal, and then I make a circle with the end of my hook. Down and away from me, under the working yarn, up and towards me, over the working yarn. Let me show you that again. So I start with the hook pretty much horizontal, and then I make a circle with the end of my hook. Down and away from me, under the working yarn, up and towards me, over the working yarn. You may find it a little easier to move the index finger of your left hand towards you as you're pushing the hook away from you, and then relax it back when you're bringing the hook back towards you. So my hook would go away from me, my index finger towards me, and then my hook comes towards me and my index finger goes away from me. That just brings the working yarn a little closer to you, and it can mean you can make a smaller circle with the tip of your hook. A chain stitch is the starting point for almost every crochet project. Your pattern's going to tell you how many chain stitches to make, and then you're either going to start working back across them in a row or join them into a circle and work them in the round. When you're reading a written pattern, it's going to be abbreviated as CH. When you're reading a chart, it's going to be an oval. When you're looking at charts, remember that the oval is not necessarily going to be to scale. It's going to be more to make it fit with the rest of the pattern. As you're learning the motions, remember to start slow. Think of moving the hook around the yarn instead of moving the yarn around the hook. And remember that it's going to feel weird until it doesn't. Before we start, I want you to look at the loop that's on the hook. And you'll see that it has a teardrop shape to it. When you pull the first loop to the second, you want the point of the hook to be aligned with the point of the teardrop. This way you don't grab the loop or loops that you're pulling through, just the one that you're pulling. And to rotate the hook, I just rolled a little between my middle finger and my thumb. So it'll be with the nose pointing towards me, and then I'll rotate it so the nose is pointing down towards the point of the teardrop. So to chain, all we're going to do is yarn over. I'm going to rotate the hook and pull as I pull the first loop through the second. Yarn over, rotate the hook, and pull the first loop through the second. Yarn over, rotate, and pull through. Yarn over, rotate, and pull through. You might find it a little easier when you're pulling through if you relax the index finger of your left hand, because that's going to release the tension on the working yarn, making it a little easier to pull through. And if you do that, what I do is I hold the stitch I just made in place with the index finger of my right hand, and then I re-extend my left index finger. By holding the stitch I just made in place, it helps keep it from getting too tight on the shaft. So it's yarn over, relax my index finger, and pull through. Yarn over, relax my index finger, and pull through. Yarn over, and pull through. Yarn over, and pull through. And as I'm working, every few stitches, I'm changing where I'm holding the work with my left hand. I'm moving my hand up the chain so I'm not staying down here, because if I keep holding it down here, it's not going to do me any good. I'm not going to be able to hold on and get the tension that I need. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my other videos and hit the subscribe button below. Until next time, happy crafting!